I love it when timers hit 0 and then it doesn't start when the timer hits 0.
Be sure to stay tuned for more coverage here at Gamescom.
Vielen Dank, Gamescom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gamescom. How you guys doing? I am so thrilled to be here at Gamescom in Germany. I want to welcome everyone watching around the world. You guys excited for a big week of Gamescom? You know, this is so fun because the Gamescom guys came to me and said, hey, we want to put together a little show to kick off this big week for gaming. And I said, you know what, let me talk to all the publishers, all the developers, and called everyone up, and they said, you know what, this is a great idea to come here to show you guys some of the best games that are coming out in the next couple of years, and you're going to see them here tonight. We're going to see a lot of gameplay. You guys into that? All right.
I
We've got some
guess.
announcements and surprises for you as well, and it's going to be a really fun night. Now, Gamescom, this week, there are over 500,000 people in Cologne, and we're all here to do one thing, which is celebrate video games, and we're going to have a fun week. So we got 2 hours of stuff. Let's get right to it and kick off Gamescom in style. We're going to start with a guy who was on Inside Xbox just a couple hours ago. Please welcome from the collective, Rod Ferguson. Hello, Rod Ferguson.
Hello,
Good to
sir.
see you.
You too?
So, Rod, Gears 5 coming soon for Xbox, right?
Absolutely, yes. Coming very, very soon. Less than 3 weeks, in fact.
And a lot of people since E3 last year have been waiting to see something, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had a plan. You know, we wanted to talk about Escape and Versus and Horde, which we've been doing. But obviously from E3, people really wanted to see more about the campaign. So figured what better place to show a new campaign story trailer.
All right, here we go. Gears 5, Gamescom, check it out.
You find what you're looking for.
Yeah. And now we need to kill it.
I need you to think about what you saw in that vision. Every detail.
Multiple security breaches. Old Afira ruins.
External camera 16. External camera 15. Camera 10. Oh, damn it.
They're here.
You remember me? Now's the fun part, bitch.
Are they like trying to protect our ears by making all of these things so soft sounding today?
All right, that's what I'm talking about, right?
It's nice to be able to show more of the game. It's awesome.
No, you guys have been doing such an amazing job on this. So tell us
It's nice
about
to
the
actually
campaign.
see
Yeah, so
game
it's basically a two-sided story. So there's one part of the story
and
is
not
the
just
war
a
between
CG
the
trailer
Gears
that
4 is a little bit
was
about
not
keeping
done
the
in
monsters
engine or
and
anything.
fighting the monsters, and now the monsters are here, and they're pissed off, right? And so we have to tell that side of the story. And then the other part is really what's going on inside of Kate's head and what's her journey. So those two stories come together for probably the best Gears game we've ever made.
Looks truly epic, 60 frames per second.
4K, 60 frames in campaign on Xbox One X, so it's amazing.
Yeah, looks absolutely incredible. All right, well, let's turn to something you just announced a couple hours ago on Inside Xbox, which is Horde. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about the new Horde. So basically, ultimate abilities are the new thing in Horde. So every character has their own unique ability you can do, so it kind of changes up your play style, and everybody plays differently. Things like Kate can go invisible, JD can bring down airstrikes, and so it's per character, it's not per role. So and even engineers will each have their own ability. And then we also have power taps, so this new thing so powers the economy in Horde, and now every 10 waves a new power tap appears. You have to decide, do we go expand our base and capture it, or do we just stay and defend? And then Jack is a playable character, and so Jack is sort of a new feature for us that is kind of an accessible way to play because you don't take cover, you don't pixel hunt.
You see him there, he's literally taking over, obviously.
Yeah, his ultimate is awesome. It's called Hijack, because we love puns. And basically you shoot a dart into an enemy and then you possess them and take them over. So you're going up against a Scion with a boom shot, hijack him, and now you're a Scion with a boom shot and you get to destroy the enemies with that.
Looks so cool. And Jack, as I understand, is also going to be playable in campaign?
That's correct, yeah. So we're a 3-player co-op, split screen on the couch as well, not just online. And so Jack is the third player, or it can be your second, however, but one of the three is Jack. And then, like I said, it's a great way for people who can't wall bounce, don't know how to take cover, that kind of stuff. It's like if you want to introduce somebody to Gears, getting them to play as Jack, the ultimate support friend who comes around and can heal you, can make you invisible, can go find weapons for you. Like, he's awesome.
Okay, and also you announced, back to Horde, there's a crossover between Halo and Gears coming?
Yeah, well, we figured Terminator Dark Fate is not enough. You know, Sarah Connor T-800 is great, but what if we have Halo Reach coming to Master Chief Collection?
What if T-800 were fighting Master Chief?
Original cast members, like, brought them back from 10 years and said, back in the studio you go, we need this, you know, and so they're playable in Horde, playable in Escape, playable in Versus. So you get, if you have the Ultimate Edition or an Ultimate Game Pass, you get them plus all their customizables.
All right, well, I know the game is here at Gamescom, of course, and fans don't have to wait long to play it either, right?
No, and in select stores in North America, you can actually go to your local Microsoft store and play Horde this week.
Okay, well, that's very cool, and the game is coming out in just a couple weeks, right? Early September?
Yeah, September 6th for Ultimate, for early
You are
access.
not getting me over to Green Hills just for that.
The Gears Pop is out this Thursday, so if you want to get Gears sooner and in your pocket, it's out there.
All things Gears. Well, speaking of Gears, I want to congratulate you because we're announcing tonight that Gears 5 won the Gamescom award for Best Xbox Game. So you and
that's
have done an amazing job on that. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Congratulations. So great stuff. And we don't have to wait long to play it, as I said, coming early September for Xbox and PC.
Coming up really fast, and I can't wait to see everybody online playing.
Awesome. Rod, I appreciate you making it all the way here from Vancouver. You guys are just finishing up the game, and thanks for coming to your first ever Gamescom.
My first Gamescom, so and my first time in Cologne. It's been amazing. The people are amazing. The fans are awesome, so having a great time.
Awesome. All right, Rod Ferguson, everybody. Coalition Gears 5. Thanks, Rod. All right, well, that's a game you know about, but tonight we do have a couple surprises for you with brand new things that haven't leaked anywhere, and we always love to surprise people. So take a look at this announcement of something brand new.
They're porting Fate Extra CCC to Switch and giving it an American release. And it has propellers now. It's a deluxe edition. You've lost me. Okay, yeah, enough masturbating to your mechanic crap. Okay, it's been a good...
That's right, the classic
at least 20 years since the last time I played any kind of helicopter game.
This game when I was a kid on PC, Novalogic, Voxels, and I'm here with Kirk from Nuclear, because you're the guys that are bringing this to life, right?
Yeah, we did, actually. Great to be here. Good seeing you tonight.
It's great to see. So tell us a bit about this game. How did this come about, you guys getting involved with this?
Well, actually, 2 years ago during Gamescom, we came up with an idea and approached THQ Nordic, the cool guys, and said, we have an idea how to get it back to life in the 21st century. And they liked the idea.
And they were like, old game,
And this is it's a
bring back.
team-based online.
You're speaking our language. Let's go.
That's how we roll, basically, because we have done a lot of stuff in the past, multiplayer-wise.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but you will see some live footage later on, so...
That's right, because we're not just CG trailers. We've got real gameplay for you
Real
guys to
gameplay
check
for the
out.
first time, yeah.
And
Waiting
we
for
want
that
guys to be
EA
part
Star
of the
Wars
first game,
license to
right?
expire so they can remake X-Wing.
Everybody loves helicopters. They kick ass, they go in, can hide somewhere, and then shoot somebody. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, well, let's take a look at the first gameplay from Comanche, right?
But you can join us as well
Okay.
in the development.
Yes.
In Q4 this year, we go into alpha and beta, and in the beginning of next year, we go into early access. So sign up for the game.
Okay, check it out. Here it is, the first gameplay of Comanche.
See ya.
Is piloting a helicopter in a shooter any fun?
Yes, Virginia, it is. And there's a game exactly for that.
That's an intro. That's all I'm going to say about that. You're trying to become Star Fox Zero, aren't you? Don't become Star Fox Zero.
All right, Comanche, sign up now. And that's not all THQ Nordic has. They got some more drones for you. Check this out.
So, Watch Dogs 3, Legion, whatever. There's going to be drones. Which we already knew. Never mind. A top-down drone racing, a 360 drone. Ah. Well, that told me absolutely nothing.
All right, announced last week was Need for Speed Heat from EA, and everyone's been saying, when do we get to see real gameplay of it? Well, tonight's the night. Please welcome from EA, Riley Cooper. Come on up, man. How you doing?
Good. Glad to be here.
All right, so Need for Speed Heat. We saw the announcement last week. Tell us a bit about this game. How is it new or different for Need for Speed?
Well, you know, it focuses on the core experience of street racing and modified cars at night with cops. And to this, we've added sanctioned racing by day to keep that experience fresh and help explain why all these races are in town.
All right, sounds pretty cool. We want to see.
They could just be in town because it's the hip new place to be when you're a racer.
Let's check it out. Need for Speed Heat.
Welcome to Palm City.
I mean, this is a pretty boring city to be a racer in, and we still have plenty of street racers.
City and urban oasis for those who burn fast and live by their own rules. Daytime offers sanctioned racing
Speaking
events
IRL.
like Speed Hunter Showdown. Compete and score bank with each new win. Then use the rewards to tweak your car's performance.
I mean,
and visual
it's called
customization.
being a local and wanting to be a street racer. There you go. That's all it takes. There's street racers in your town now.
Moves to slow you down. Roam the open world, nab challenges and collectibles. Spend as much time here as you like. When you're ready, switch into night. Build your rep by competing in elite street races. The more you win, the more your heat will rise and the more rep you'll gain. But having all eyes on you comes with a price. Cops are on another level at night. And you'll become a target as your heat level increases. As it gets higher, they'll ratchet up.
Thank you for telling me every Need for Speed game. Well, since Most Wanted on, I guess. The first Most Wanted, not the second one.
And they won't hold back. And your car can only take so much damage. So be sure to make it to
Because they reused that name.
without getting busted. Otherwise, you'll lose everything you've risked. Step into your garage where you can tune your setup to your liking. Pick a car and make it your own. We've replaced the speed cards from Payback. You can now unlock parts by building up rep at night and use the bank you've earned during the day to level up your ride. Almost every car can be.
You mean you can't earn bank at night when you're doing your illegal races? Why would you do them then? I mean, besides fun race, but I mean, in that case, why don't you just go ahead and wait for the day ones?
Craft and create your own unique avatar to represent your style in Palm City. For the first time ever in Need for Speed, you can now customize your favorite rides through an app. Download Need for Speed Heat Studio today for an early access into car customization. Weekly car drops, a full line of custom parts, and a wrap editor. You can now build your custom ride and connect your account to push it directly into the game. Get the app and show off your Need for Speed style today. All drive will be available at launch. Crew up with your friends, or let us pair you up with others so you never ride alone. Your crew's rides will be displayed in your garage.
Still bothers me how low the volume is.
Leaderboards and challenges are tightly connected to the crew, so push each other to be the best.
My volume on my end is like all the way up, so this is just quiet ass video.
Chance to lose everything you've worked for, or to gain something more. Turn the key. Burn all limits.
Alright, so I saw Heat Studio there, and I can basically build my car now in advance of the game. Is that how it works?
That's right. Heat Studio is an awesome app. You can have access to full visual customization of most of the cars in our car list.
Yes.
When you've done your designs, you can push them to the Need for Speed Heat, the full game, when it launches November 8th worldwide.
Okay, and Heat Studio, when is that coming out?
It's available in most territories on iOS and worldwide on Android right now.
Right now?
I said right now!
Alright, there you go. That's going to make the reel. Alright, Need for Speed Heat Studio, so you can download that, Android and iOS, and check it out. Alright, well that's very cool. Need for Speed, oh, there's the QR code, by the way, if you guys want to snap it right now, grab the app. Very cool. Need for Speed Heat.
That is
coming in
one
November.
busted ass looking QR code.
Awesome. Thanks for
Since
having
when do
me.
those still
Yeah,
work
appreciate
if you
it,
put a random thing in the
Alright,
middle?
We got some more announcements to make for you now. This is one that, again, another big surprise for everyone. Check it out. Another world premiere right here for the first time at Gamescom Opening Night Live.
Apollo 13, the game. Okay, Apollo 14, the game. Yep, Apollo 14. After the failure of 13, they mutated astronauts to make it easier to survive. Kerbal Space Program 2. Merble Space Program. Hey, we just got to this new planet and there's already crazy people and stuff here. That's new. So they're not going to tell us that the subtitles Merble Space Program?
Kerbal Space Program 2 coming next year. All right, well, we still have some more announcements to go, and we're going to go right into the next one here. Check this out for the first time here at Gamescom.
.heck GU5.
Little Nightmares 2. Dave,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. Yeah.
How did you get this shirt on? Did you do that during the trailer?
I'm wearing this all day.
Oh my God. All right. Well, hopefully you had a jacket on or something. Don't spoil any announcements. All right. Well, anyways, Little Nightmares 2. The first game was, beautiful. And what we saw there, again, in-engine footage from the game. For you guys to do a sequel, where did you want to take it? Seems like there's a new character, right?
Yeah, it's a new character called Mono that you'll be playing as. Six is there as well, so but you'll be playing as Mono, and the pair of you are going to a place.
I don't think I saw any news popping up. Hey, guy who'd be making Little Nightmares 2 was wearing a shirt that said Little Nightmares 2 on it.
We're going to have some combat?
Kitchen utensils.
Guess that means we spoiled a reveal.
So is this going to be a little bit, is it even...
So I guess he was wearing a jacket?
Is there combat a big part of this game?
It's a part of the game, but it's just another part of the balance, really. I mean, you're never really going to be Rambo in our kind of games, but you can try your best to stay safe.
Yeah, well, it looks absolutely incredible. Such a cool announcement. Was it clear you always wanted to go right into a sequel for this thing?
We always wanted to, yeah. We also had to kind of convince people that we weren't ever going to make another one, so we could have a nice surprise like this. But now we've got, as you can see from the trailer, you're outside now, so you're not free, but you are outside. So there's like places like the wilderness, and like an abandoned shack, and then we've got these sadistic teachers and the hunter, and like you say, the ladle combat.
Looks incredible. We can't wait to see more of it, and you'll have, I'm sure, more to share at Gamescom. And in the months ahead?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, what do you guys think of that? Little Nightmares 2 announced right here at Gamescom. Thanks so much, Dave. Great to see you. All right, well, there's so much other stuff going on at Gamescom in the days ahead, and IGN's going to have a live studio where they'll be doing tons of coverage. And joining me now to talk about the Gamescom awards and all the things that are happening this week with awarding great games is Sydney Goodman from IGN. Sydney, take it away.
Well, thank you, Jeff. With me is none other than Mark Healy, creative director at Media Molecule.
I don't know who Sydney Goodman is. I know who Mark Healy is.
And best Sony PlayStation 4 game for Dreams. Congratulations. And second, how are you feeling?
Well, that's fantastic. I'm very happy. I'm sure that the team will be very happy about that. And I'm just relieved, actually, that we've managed to get this far, because it's been a long road. So I should probably say thank you to Sony for letting us take so long to get here. And really importantly, I want to thank the community, actually, who are obviously...
For also letting you take that long to get there.
They've blowing us away constantly, so thank you to them as well.
That's awesome. Let's hear it for the community. So speaking of community, you and your team have been in early access since April. How has it been seeing players create and explore in Dreams?
Oh, it's humbling, because there's just so much talent out there waiting to break into this industry, you know. So it's it's really exciting watching people get better and better day by day. There's already some superstars in the community, so yeah, it's just going to get better.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, and back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Sydney, and congratulations to the Molecules. Such a great game that's empowering creators around the world. All right, now our next game is one that has been announced, but everyone's been wanting to see gameplay on it. Well, tonight we got the first gameplay for you. Predator Hunting Grounds from Ilphonic and PlayStation. Check this out.
He beat me to my prediction. The Predator is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And there's a hero character on the other side played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Those of you who got that reference, yep, this is basically Prey with the Predator.
There you go, your first look at Predator. I'm here with Charles from Ilphonic to talk about this. So you guys did Friday the 13th.
Yes, sir.
How do you go from there to Predator?
Well, we were just kind of sitting around and someone decided to throw out the idea, and we really didn't even have to think about it or brainstorm it. We all just knew instantly what the game was, so it totally made sense.
Yes, Prey with the Predator.
Yep, went to Fox and then Sony after, and here we are today, so it's pretty amazing.
All right, you're just a string of good luck, but it looks really cool. Now it's multiplayer, which is something big, you know.
Yeah.
PlayStation, it's big new multiplayer game, and this.
But at this point, you're wishing you had ended up with Fox.
Yeah, 4 fire team members, and they're
therefore Disney.
Kind of similar to the '87 film, and then the Predators then hunting the fire team. So it's kind of a bit of a hunt becomes hunted type moment. So yeah.
And between, obviously, you got to balance it out, so it's fun to be on the team or the Predator. But
no, you're not.
Oh yeah, so we're it's always something we're doing kind of until the finish line, but it's really fun to play both as the Predator or the fire team. So right now there's just
so in other words, he hasn't figured out the balance yet. This is what I got from what he said.
Awesome. I know it's sort of early alpha, so you guys are here at Gamescom, showing it to media, and coming next year?
Yeah, pre-alpha and sometime next year for sure.
All right, Predator Hunting Grounds. It's one to watch. Thanks so much for popping by, Charles.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome, great. All right, well, now we're going to take a look at a game that has an expansion coming out in September, Monster Hunter. Check this out for the first time.
The original Monster Hunter remastered.
What is that? Monsters displaying disturbing behavior. Songs.
It's having an incredible effect on other life in the new world.
You're going to need his help. That elder dragon is going to be a problem.
Ready to fire. Orders, sir.
You were the only one who's fought this Velkhana before. We can't fail here.
At Jaeger, we innovate, we take risks, we strive to create games you've never played before. This time it's self-published. It's without compromise. It's PvE, it's PvP. It's a new genre. Welcome to the cycle.
All right, I'm here with Jonathan, talking about the cycle. So this is PvPvE, a competitive quest shooter. Break that down for us. How does that actually play out?
It plays out pretty interesting. So the mix of PvE and PvP that we have, I don't think it's really been done like this before. So the game is kind of, it's not a cookie cutter game. It's really quite different. And I think that the way you can play it with packs.
Yeah, if you want a cookie cutter game, play Halo.
Or if you're gonna want to shoot the person that you see, or if you're gonna
impact at any time, I guess.
At any time, yeah. But it's a game that you kind of have to play to get, and you can. It's out on the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
It's a free download, and yeah, try it out. Let us know what you think.
Awesome, and you guys are doing this independently, which you guys have done lots of games for lots of publishers before, but you're kind of striking out independently. Why did you want to do it that way?
We're taking quite a lot of risk with the cycle, to be honest. It's quite innovative, and that's not really for everyone. So, and after 20 years, I mean, Jaeger's been around for 20 years, so we really just had to go for it at some point. So, I'm super happy that we as a company had the courage to do it, and big shout out to Epic for the support and their courage as well, because it wouldn't have been possible without their help.
Lots of cool German game developers on stage tonight as well, which is really cool. So awesome. Well, great to have
I mean,
you
you're
here.
in Germany.
We will check that out of the Epic
It's
Games
easier for them to get there without
now
having to
we're
take
gonna
a
look at,
bunch of time out of their busy
the
schedule.
next episode of Life is Strange 2, Episode 4 is coming out this week, and we've got the first look at the trailer. Check it out.
You know the E3 press conferences? It's like that if it were in Germany and not at E3.
Having these nightmares since I came out of the coma. Nowhere to go. What do I do now?
And this is actually literally being hosted by the Game Awards. This is because I've been at this all morning.
Recognize myself.
Remember, you gotta do this.
4 times a day, I won't forget.
Starting at Nintendo at 8 o'clock in the morning. 6 your time.
We have a lot of people looking for your brother.
This is where I am. For how long? It's been over 2 months.
The Bureau put his profile out over 4 states.
I've practically fallen asleep in the middle of this one a couple of times.
You might spend the rest of your life in prison, or you can talk to me.
We gotta be careful now. How would I even find him? Is the whole world out to get me? Nobody will stop me.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. I want to help my brother. It's all I can think about.
Sean?
I never heard anything about 2 and 3, honestly.
All right, guys, while we're watching, I just got a text. Guess who just arrived in the building? Hideo Kojima's here, everybody.
That was actually going to be my guess. You didn't give me enough time.
Some Death Stranding for you. All right, but right now we're going to get to another new game announcement. Sega and Amplitude are teaming up to introduce a brand new historical turn-based strategy game. What if you could rewrite and reimagine the entire history of humankind? Check out.
So, Civilization?
Peggy 12.
So, CG trailer for Civilization? Neanderthal DJ, soundboard guy. Though you'd think just because he's a Neanderthal, that doesn't mean he has to not bathe or boss his hair or anything. Is there a particular reason he has to do that in space by himself? Probably further than the point where we're using spaceships made out of wood. He said it was turn-based strategy. That's why I said, and then everything else he said basically was like, okay, that's literally Civilization. Yeah. Definitely looks like a Civilization-like, at least.
All right. Now it is time For Borderlands 3, you
And it
guys
still
ready?
bothers me how low the volume on this is, considering I've got my volume turned all the way up.
Hello, Paul.
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. You've been traveling around the world. There's so much Borderlands stuff going on, but we don't have to wait much longer for this. Coming in September 13th. So let's talk Borderlands 3. First of all, the campaign. I know last week a lot of previews went up. Influencers, press got to play it. So we got a little footage of campaign we're going to talk about first before we get to talking about the end game, which we're very excited about. But tell us a bit about the campaign and sort of what you guys have shared recently on Borderlands 3.
All right, so we showed off about 4 hours of just the beginning gameplay. where you
Let me
start off
crank the
with the
gain or something. That should artificially inflate it.
And we tell this kind of heartwarming story of 2 AI.
For you anyway, it won't help me any.
And 1 AI who's a jilted lover.
So like I said, on my end, I already have the volume maxed out. So you can probably hear it louder than I can now.
By none other than the charismatic Ice-T.
There you go, Ice-T. All right, in Borderlands 3, of course, right?
Yeah.
Now, you've got obviously amazing characters playable. We have Flak. I mean, people are super excited about what you've shown kind of on campaign. And the thing, though, that everyone is always curious now, I know it's kind of silly to be talking about the end game before the game's even out, but folks want to know,
No, that's actually the part of the game people care about.
Game for Borderlands 3.
All right, so all this week and probably next week and a few more weeks, we're going to be talking
Listen to
about
my own stream.
The first 2 things we're going to talk
That'd be
about.
pretty
The first
meta.
one is called a Circle of Slaughter.
Okay.
We're bringing back Circle of Slaughter from Borderlands, right? And it's just this wave after wave survival mechanic of fighting off enemies. And the cool thing about this is that, the more you survive...
I also could have just
And there's more, though, right?
put somebody else's reaction stream on in place of this video.
Okay, Proving Grounds starts off with the Iridians,
Yes,
right?
we got footage here, right?
Yeah, we're showing off, a little bit of the Proving Grounds here.
Okay.
And the nice thing is you have to go throughout the game and discover Iridian writing. This is this ancient alien race. And then
We
you
could start a
find
chain
coordinates
going.
to planets once you kind of decipher all these things. And then you find out
I react
that
to
you can
that
take
guy, they react to
from
this
this
other guy,
Iridian
we'll
that
just
you
have
see
this
here,
chain of reaction videos reacting to
So
other
it's got
reaction
one, which is
videos.
kill everything because Borderlands.
Of course, yes.
And then it's got optional objectives like don't die, all right, do it within a certain amount of time, and kill a certain thing. So you can
I can see all that, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the optional objectives right here. And then the nice thing about the optional objectives is that if you do those optional objectives, at the end we have a chest, and the loot gets better. How the optional objectives play out.
I mean,
So if
you
you're really
also
good,
have
you get
the
best
option
loot
to
you can.
optionally die.
Playable, obviously, people that kind of
It's all about replayability at this point, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing. And so time-based, obviously, going through there with you and your friends and having an amazing time. So this, obviously, the Proving Grounds, this is one map. Are there multiple Proving Grounds, obviously?
Yeah, there's about 7 different Proving Grounds scattered throughout the game. Or actually, sorry, I said 7, I meant 6, but words.
Okay. I'm sure there'll be more down the road.
Right.
But, all right, so that's, and I'm sure there's
It's like,
probably
damn it, now I have to make a
or-
7th before we release.
There's all sorts of endgame. Again, like I said, we're going to talk about it more. We have something called Guardian Rank, which is if you play Borderlands 2, it's like Badass Rank 2.0.
Yeah.
We'll be talking a lot about that. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up.
Just with a less cool name.
For Borderlands 3, but it's so awesome to see Proving Grounds. And when can we check it out, Paul?
You will be able to check it out on Friday the 13th. That's September 13th, 2019. I hope everybody is there.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure you're going to have it playable here at Gamescom, so everyone will be checking it out, right?
Yeah.
All right,
And spoiler alert, Jason is going to be playable in the game.
So now we've got a cool new game to show
Hey, yeah,
you
there
guys.
was plenty
And
of
this
Gears of
comes
War
from a
5
German
earlier.
studio, and sometimes we get pitched indie games for Game Awards or even Gamescom, and sometimes we get trailers that just blow me away. And this is a game that you may not have heard of before.
I'll take your word for it, I hadn't been keeping track of the release
Take
date.
a look at this. I was really impressed with this trailer. So we're so proud to announce this brand new independent game made here in Germany on opening night live. Check this out.
I
Let me
don't
what you
know
think.
any
I was really
independent
impressed.
games made in Germany, so... At least not off the top of my head. So, space shooter? That'd be an on-rail shooter. Okay. Still hadn't actually confirmed what kind of space it is. Okay, I've heard the name Riverspace. I can't remember what kind of game that was. Star Fox and No Man's Sky was already a game. It's called Starlink, Battle for Atlas. I mean, literally. Star Fox is actually in the game. That does look kind of similar. Ish. Okay, Cyberpunk. Unless they're announcing a new Witcher.
What brings you to this no man's land? There are far more interesting
More
places to
Witchers?
visit. Take Toussaint. Sunny valleys, peace, quiet, wine, lots of wine.
The resolution on this video's not quite good enough for me to confirm, but this might be just talking about the Switch port of Witcher 3. Oh yeah, it's definitely the Switch port of Witcher 3.
Kind folk, welcoming of travellers. I wager you'd have a much better time there. And Novigrad, that's another beast, I tell you. Merchants, taverns, Gwent, horse races.
I can barely hear the narration.
Maybe even true love. Tell me, why Velen?
Because here's where my journey begins.
There'd probably be more people cheering if we didn't already know about that.
All right, there you go. Witcher 3 Switch announced October 15th. That's the announcement of the release date for that. Now we're going to talk about FIFA 20. And joining me from EA to talk about FIFA 20 is Matt Turner from EA. Matt,
Okay, time to go to sleep for real.
Hello, Matt.
Just kidding.
Good to see you.
I'm probably going to be zoning
so
out
FIFA
though.
20, kind of a big deal, especially over here. Everyone
So do
loves
I,
FIFA.
on
Tell us a bit about the new
PS4 and
Volta.
PC
What is
technically.
Volta in FIFA 20?
Yeah, well, Volta Football is really all about celebrating something that our fans have been asking for. I mean, we've been honing a deep and authentic experience for the 11v11 game for a long time. You know, bringing you your favorite squads and clubs and players.
Playing only FIFA doesn't make you a gamer.
For millions of people all over the world, their stadiums are streets.
If you put, which is the same for any game, if you only play one game ever, it's not a gamer, that's somebody who plays that one game.
Even influence how a professional game is played. So we really set about creating a fresh and deep and authentic experience with the street football flavor and bringing that creativity and style to the game. We have a refined gameplay experience. We have a brand new customization experience where you can really choose what your character looks like and how they play and what they wear on the court. And with all the ways that you can play Volta Football with Volta
I don't know, probably depends. I'd say you'd get there quicker if they had more variety in them. But like say if they were all football sims, then you'd have to go to quite a few.
I know we saw in the trailer that we're going kind of around the world, right? We're going to Eiffel Tower, other places, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So you're gonna, create your avatar. You get to test your mettle against some real legends of street football.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna create your squad and try and go out there and recruit your best team to try and take a shot at the most prestigious award.
I'd say it's more about a
Volta World Championship.
state of mind than the games themselves. It's like, are you really into games in general, or do you just like,
in the shadow of Table Mountain, shadow of the Eiffel Tower.
I'm gonna play this thing, and that's it. I don't care about games in general.
All these locations are brand new and really fresh and unique to FIFA 20.
Awesome. All right, well, you brought a clip for the first time, a premiere clip from the story mode. What are we going to see?
Yeah, well, you're going to get to, create your avatar and really see how they look and how they play on the court, and obviously spend a lot of time on the pitch, but you're also going to get to experience Volta football through the story. Play in tournaments like the Adidas Tango League, and one of our legends, Kotaro Tokuda, is going to give you a little taste of his world championship winning routine in Tokyo. And like any adventure, you're going to make some friends along the way and maybe a few enemies too at the same time.
All right, well, let's take a look at a premiere clip from FIFA 20 Volta coming in September, right?
Yeah, you want to check it out at Gamescom right now, you can. If you want to get your early hands on it, it's going to be on EA Access and Origin Access on September 19th, and for the rest of the world on September 27th.
Awesome. All right, let's check it out. FIFA 20 world premiere clip from Volta Story. Thanks, Matt.
Why don't you sit down, please, for once, and just take it in.
Hey, Jay. This is like promo stuff, you know?
Cool.
His legs are literally not even touching the ball for a lot of that. It's like bouncing up from above his leg.
Hey, how cool is this?
So, more Destiny?
Wow.
That's cool. There's Keanu Reeves. We're gonna. Oh, we have some more lines from Keanu Reeves.
You'd think we'd learn. Well, all in the name of progress, right? They say there's always something better. Burn the old, bring in the new. Well, how'd that work out? Risked our whole future. And we trusted them. And now we fight them any way we can. For what?
It's a flawed system if it picks everything up around it.
For what's left of humanity.
Right away. Got it.
I can still barely hear this. That said, I haven't actually played Destiny 2, so seeing more Destiny 2 might as well be old Destiny 2 to me. I don't know the difference.
I'm sorry. Were you two having a moment? I can leave y'all be.
What? The grav cycle? I'm a pilot.
Uh-huh.
It's called a pre-flight inspection.
No judgments here, huh?
But the idea is what you do.
What you guys guys think
if you're
of that? That's
Bungie,
pretty cool, right?
is you make
We got
every
Marcus
game
from
look
V1
basically
here.
the same
Marcus,
as its
this
other.
is so cool that Disintegration is real. You showed the real gameplay there. You and I first started talking
That
about
might
this
as well
game,
have been
I think,
Halo.
like 5 years ago, and you're just a couple people. That's right. You're talking about the first Game Awards in 2014. You're like, maybe we'll kickstart this, and here we are, 5 years later. You've got a bigger team now, right?
We do. We have a. We started out with 3.
Yes.
Yeah, let's team up with Bungie and make a crossover with
Seattle area.
Destiny, because we've worked with some of them before.
Cool things out there in Pacific Northwest.
Back when we made Halo.
Halo, Master Chief, and this is something brand new. Tell us about the new character that you're in.
All right, we've got a new character we're playing. His name is Roamer. He's a trained grav cycle pilot. It's one of these vehicles that you saw flying in the game.
Yeah.
It's a game pretty much unlike anything you've ever played before.
And you're doing
Really?
campaign and multiplayer for this?
That is true.
Why don't you show me that?
A full single player story campaign, as well as a huge multiplayer component to it as well.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the gameplay we saw there, because people, know sort of, first-person action games, and tell us about the style of gameplay and how you're playing there, and explain what people are seeing.
Sure, it's a
I mean,
it's a first-person shooter.
yeah,
with
but
a lot of real-time
it's fine.
tactic elements blended in. So you play as a pilot in this grav cycle vehicle that hovers above the ground, and you have onboard weapons for offensive and defensive capability, as well as then commanding a small squad of units on the ground that each have their own unique abilities.
And then you can also go and get you know the thingies that you can completely ignore the guns on and just ram people because it's more fun. Let's use that. Oh wait, never mind.
Epic world, the great music. I mean, it's
Wrong
a lot of
game.
signatures there, but it's new and different gameplay.
It's all in my DNA.
Well, the fact that you're doing campaign and multiplayer, I think, is absolutely amazing with a team of 30 with something that looks that phenomenal.
Thanks. Yeah, we are taking on something pretty ambitious with a title like this, but the 30-person team in Seattle is a powerhouse of talent, of AAA devs like myself, as well as a lot of emerging talent. So it's a great mix.
Well, this is definitely a game to watch. 2020, but now you're going to let people play it. I mean, it's here at Gamescom.
That's right. We're playing multiplayer on the floor, so we're pretty excited to have a buddy jump into a 5v5.
Yeah, a lot of modern games are too, but back in the day, they pretty much all were. If it had multiplayer, it also had a campaign.
It looks phenomenal. Good luck with it. Hopefully we'll see more of it soon.
Thank you.
Disintegration, Marcus and V1. All
right.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, Marcus. All right, now we're going to take a look at a
People still
trailer for
complain if
Darksiders
a multiplayer game doesn't have a campaign. Hey, THQ Nordic again. What are they remaking this time? Oh, same one. The Darksiders Diablo clone. I mean, you say that, but isn't League of Legends technically a wannabe Dota?
All right, welcome back to Gamescom Opening Night Live. Now we're going to move on to a game that was announced as part of Google Stadia. It's a launch title. Please welcome Raul Rubio from Tequila Works to talk about Guilt. Hi there. Hello, Raul. Good to see you, man. How are you, man? Yes, so this is exciting. You guys
Oh, by the way,
a studio that's done a lot of really interesting, new, unique projects. This is
not sure how much this will mean for you, but the in the Nintendo one this morning, they confirmed the thing that was leaked several months ago, that Ori and the Blind Forest is coming to Switch. Now, what makes that interesting is that is from Xbox Game Studios.
Basically seeing how the games
It's the name of the studio.
The way we build, the way we play changes.
Yeah.
Actually, well, we were excited by the vision of Stadia and the Stadia team for, well, the next step in evolution, right? And the thing is that if you look at our
That said,
games,
it's also a
we are
perfect
mostly
game for
about
Switch.
touching players with deep, meaningful stories. And the thing is that that was perfectly aligned with what the Stadia were looking, right? And, well, the result is Guild, as our latest creation, and, as you said, Stadia exclusive.
Yep.
Launch title.
Okay, so tell us a bit about the game. I see there's a woman girl who's walking around with a flashlight.
A woman girl.
What is she trying to do? She's looking for a sister, right?
Well, her cousin.
Yes,
Emily.
cousin. Okay, sorry.
So, yeah, as you can see, Guild is a haunted tale.
Yes.
It's a haunted tale actually touching deep and dark themes like childhood fears, and more importantly, bullying. So, you are Sally. Sally is this little girl. She grew up in Bethelwood. It's an old mine town in Maine. And the thing is that her life is not easy.
Why do these things always take place in Maine?
Emily, her cousin.
Okay.
Somehow, chased by bullies, she ended up dragged in this strange new world, an eerie, unnatural place where all your fears and nightmares take shape in a weak and very real way. So that means that, well, the monsters are in fact physical manifestations of our own terrors and traumas, like apprehension to strangers or the paranoia of everyone whispering around you, revealing your deepest secrets, actually bystanders standing there doing nothing in my helplessness.
Yes.
So this is what we define as delicate horror.
Okay.
That basically is Sally's journey, embarking to save Emily, at the same time trying to understand the world surrounding her.
And you're obviously defeating these monsters with this it reminds me a little bit of, it's not the same thing, but Alan Wake, where you're sort of like the light to take things down. Tell us about how you play.
Alan Wake. Remember that game? That
That means that we are
the original developers finally got back the rights to it, since Microsoft, since they published it, had the rights to it for so long.
In this case, for example, well, the flashlight is your beacon into the
And they never made anything with it.
You need to find your way.
Yeah.
The thing is that these monsters.
And for a while, that was like, oh, okay, what if they made a Microsoft Smash Brothers? That'd be good. That would be like Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix and I don't know. I guess Alan Wake.
Yes, some monsters are quite thin-skinned, in fact, and when exposed under the light of truth, you can say it that way. Well, they turn powerless.
I mean, think about it. How many memorable characters does Microsoft have first party?
Actually build strategies like throwing a can, for example, to distract an enemy, or even using the light shaft or the flashlight to attract enemies.
It looks like you've got strategy, you've got stealth, and all this in the game, and it's coming out for launch, right?
It's coming for launch
this November.
This November. We hope to actually show and share more news when the launch is getting ready.
Yeah.
Dealing with the topic so delicate and in a meaningful and respectful way is in fact our way to challenge the audience. And well, that's the ambition of Guild.
Wow.
I could just off the top of my head list off quite a few for Sony, and let's not even get started on Nintendo.
Tequila Works, great to see you.
That'd take all day.
Forward to hearing what's next. Raul Rubio, Tequila Works. Fantastic. All right, well, thanks very much, Raul. Now we're going to head on over to the lovely Sydney Goodman from IGN. Sydney, what's up?
Well, hello, Jeff. Again, I am here with Celia from Nintendo.
As the massive roster of Smash Brothers, which is still missing tons of characters,
Congratulations. How are you feeling?
would attest.
I'm so excited. Yes, actually, I'm very happy that one of the most beloved games of the Legend of Zelda series won this award. And a few weeks ago, we asked fans to send us fan art and received within 2.5 weeks 450 letters, emails, pictures, sculptures, miniatures, even a lamp. And it's really amazing.
Was it the Lig lamp from A Christmas Story?
Love that Nintendo puts
Yeah,
into
that.
games,
Except he's technically in the game, he's just not playable.
That's amazing. I love that. A lamp. What creativity.
Fully as a reference to the original game he came from, Mario Tennis.
Beloved Zelda game. I mean, it's iconic.
He was created to be the doubles partner for Wario.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not
doubles
part of the
mode.
development team, but I read an interview from Anuma-san, and he said, They always want to keep the heart of the game, but on the other hand, they always want to introduce something new. That's the reason why we see here this beautiful graphics, which is like a miniature world. And another new thing is the dungeon chamber, which is super exciting for players because here they get the chance to arrange chambers the way they want it. Yes, so I think even for players who played it 26 years ago, they now find something new in this new game.
Well, congratulations again, Celia. I know I am not alone when I say I cannot wait to get my hands on that. And back to you, Jeff.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, Sydney. Congratulations to Nintendo for that. And now we're going to move on to the world of Destiny 2. Any Destiny players out there? All right. Well, please welcome Scott Taylor and Wendy Waite from Bungie.
I've heard of Destiny players.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, Jeff Keighley?
Things are going well. You guys are very well branded here.
Pretty sure they exist.
So let's talk about Destiny 2. First of all, the newly independent Bungie. It's so cool that you guys are releasing this on your own now. And as your shirt says, Shadowkeep is coming October 1. So we're going back to the moon, but tell us a bit about what we can expect from this expansion.
Yeah, well,
because Activision wants to focus on Call of Duty.
It involves the return of a character we haven't seen in a while, Eris Morn, one of the beloved characters from Destiny 1. Yeah. Now, Eris has gone on looking around in the moon, and from Destiny 1 also, and has discovered something horrible that has unleashed nightmares for all Guardians to come back and battle. So, it's the moon, but it's totally transformed by the Hive. There's some new spaces that you've never seen before,
so,
and then there's spaces that you think look familiar, but have been totally reimagined.
Wow.
How moony is that moon?
Kind of the business of Destiny a little bit.
It's the moon. It's big round rock.
Free to play, and obviously, First Light to be able to jump in. Tell us a bit about that and how that's going to change or affect the game.
Yeah, New Light is definitely the best time to start Destiny. Yeah. Not only because it's free to download, but because the player very quickly is going to unlock the game. So if you want to jump in and play campaigns, no problem, we got you covered. If you want to fire team up, jump into Crucible, jump into Gambit, play co-op strikes, it's all available right off the bat.
Wow, very cool.
Then cross-save,
yes.
You can play your Guardians
yes.
on any platform you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, cross-save coming online, which everyone's excited about.
But not cross-play.
Armor 2.0,
that should be
everyone wants to know
specified.
About. But tonight, I know you guys prepared a little bit of news for folks on the season that's starting.
Because a lot of people had a question of that when they first announced cross-save.
Who's dead that needs to come back to life?
Well, I'm very lucky because I get to work on one of the teams that focuses on seasons, which means we're keeping Destiny fresh all the time. It's always a great time to jump in. Yeah. And this fall, while your Guardians are going to the moon to confront nightmares, the Vex are bringing the fight to us.
Okay, the Vex. Well, let's check it out. You guys have a little story trailer here to set it up, right?
Yes, we do.
Awesome. All right, well, let's check it out. A brand new trailer for Destiny 2 Shadowkeep from Bungie. We appreciate them putting this together. Check it out.
Never mind, the Phantom Thieves are hacking in. Joker from Persona 5 is going to be in Destiny 2. Really? I'm not gonna buy it?
We say that the Black Garden is the birthplace of the Vex. But it was not the beginning. It was the reason. The life in the garden called out a question.
Yep, more meaningless cryptic speech. That's Destiny for you.
They will do anything to protect the garden. In these things, there is symmetry. The gateways have opened. The Vex are coming.
Successor, does that mean sequel or spiritual successor? That's some English. Why? Because otherwise you won't remember that game exists by the time it comes out. Alright, time for all the crazy people on the internet to boo because they're mentioning a store that isn't Steam. A mere 15 or so years since people were doing the same thing to Steam. Everybody hated Steam back then. The internet's memory is short. Considering this is in Germany, it's kind of funny they're using American-style dates.
All right, some announcements there from the Epic Games Store about new titles joining that family, and I'm here with Jeff from Wizards of the Coast and Max, who's a big Magic player, because we're going to talk about MTG Arena, which
They're
is
talking about
joining the
Magic the Gathering. That's who you bring out from all
Magic
that.
has been part of players' lives for about 25 years all around the world, and
Yeah, 25 years ago I played Magic, back when it was the first edition.
as we expand the game, we think the next best place for the game is to be part of the Epic Games Store.
And I haven't since then.
Okay, so coming this winter to Epic Games Store, and Max, you're a big Magic
How many
player.
editions are they up to now? Like
What
50?
do you like about MTG Arena?
I think they've completely, like every single G1 card is like banned now from what I've heard.
Where your viewers, or what let your viewers live vote on which cards to pick. Very interactive.
Because they changed the rules so heavily that the abilities of the G1 cards are OP as hell by the newer rules.
All right, so we don't have to wait long. Coming this winter.
Or something like that.
Yeah, very soon.
MTG Arena. Awesome.
MTG
Well, thanks
Arena.
very much,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right, we'll check it out on the Epic Games Store. Thanks, guys. All right, well, now we've got another announcement for you guys. And this ties to a PlayStation game. By the way, I don't know if you guys heard the news as we were here.
So in other words,
Sony
you
announced
played
that they
somebody
actually
so
bought
terrible
Insomniac. So check your Twitter after
that he somehow manages to lose against somebody who doesn't even know how to play.
We've got another trailer world premiere from PlayStation. Check this out.
I'd be annoyed by that too if I were you.
Erica Mason. I'm Sergeant Blake.
Those decks are built around that person's actual strategy for that deck. If you don't know that strategy, the deck is essentially a pile of paper.
There's something going on here. I need to find out what it is.
Yes, something's going on that makes fingerprints glow and appear in the air.
There's an intruder at Delphi House.
I'm going.
It's been a while since I've seen an FMV game.
Why are you following me? Let me go.
I haven't played one since the PS1. The X-Files one.
I know what I saw. I know what's real.
It was pretty unintentionally hilarious in a lot of ways.
For the players.
There you go with the shadow drop. I'm here with Jack from Flavorworks and Holly, the star of Erica. Great to have you here at Gamescom. Welcome.
Yeah, we did a shadow drop because we thought we were at the Nintendo one.
Seen for a while, and then
We got mixed up.
What's going on? And here it is with the trailer and out tonight. So first of all, let me kick off with you, Holly. Tell us a bit about Erica, the character that you play.
So Erica is a little bit of an enigma. She's a girl who's had this incredibly traumatic childhood experience, and it's haunted her whole life, and it's shrouded in mystery. And so when you meet her and you join her on her journey, then you sort of decide who she can trust, and you solve the mystery with her.
I've already forgotten
Jack,
what everything I just saw about the game, so now I'm confused what they're talking about.
Bandersnatch, Netflix style thing. It's much more interactive than that. Can you kind of explain about how you're treating video?
Yeah, we just wanted to make a game, and
all the better to
more
catch
so
her
a
voice
really
with.
narrative game, and so for that we knew.
Oh
we
yeah,
needed
the
really
FMV game.
performances,
Okay.
With like strong emotional characters, and so
I was so
Holly's
focused
perfect
on
for that.
it being an
Also, that we
FMV game
can,
though
like,
that I
you know,
totally
Moco
didn't
or something like that, mocap.
catch anything about what was going
The issue
on.
was with video, it's always then feels a bit described and chunky and blocky, and our big thing was
Except it was obviously an adventure game because there's basically no way to make an FMV game that isn't.
Tactile way, very high fidelity. So we had to build this technology from the ground up. We had to throw away all of our design rule book, work out how to get a film culture and a games culture to work together. So the last couple of years has been us having to throw away everything we knew and start again, but we're so happy.
It's not just straight kind of branching A-B path. There's much more interactivity moment to moment.
Exactly. There's lots of branching, and it's actually really ambitious branching for a team of.
So basically what you're saying is I should go play Detroit again.
And it completely changed the way that we had to film.
Especially now that it's on PC and more people can play it.
Intentionally ambiguous and quite out there sort of story, so that around a water cooler there's that thing of we've all seen it, but from what perspective did we see it? And that was something that really excited us.
Tell me about filming this, because I'm sure you had all these.
Oh yeah, I forgot they put it on PS4, PS Plus.
Oh my god, it was crazy. It was.
I got it all the way back at
massive
launch,
challenge,
so.
Because obviously I've never done anything like this before.
You know.
Films are quite linear, and yeah, we had all these different branches to go down, and it's quite emotional.
I didn't know you had a PS4.
It goes to quite a lot of deep and dark places, but also because of the interactive side, it has this physicality. So I had to, even though I was in the surroundings, and it's really me there.
What was annoying was earlier when, during the Inside Xbox, when they announced that Devil May Cry 5 is now on Xbox Game Pass. It's like, damn it, I bought that game at launch and I never had a chance to play it, so I haven't played it yet. So basically I wasted my money.
It was absolutely magic, but yeah, so it's a really good performance.
Super cool, and this is awesome because you can download it today worldwide on PlayStation.
Exactly, right after the show it comes out, €9.99, pounds, dollars. It's been a labor of love for years, so this is really exciting for us. And then you can play it on the show floor if you're at Gamescom tomorrow. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, Jack, Holly, thank you so much for coming all the way to Cologne.
Thank you.
Kick it off. Erica, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming by. All right, well, we've got a lot to tell you about Gamescom this week, as we are just kicking things off tonight on Monday. And if you're watching this or if you're here, I want to let you know that you can also go to Gamescom Now, which is on the Gamescom.global website. And that's a way that you can discover Gamescom all week. All the live streams throughout the week will be available through this portal to anyone around the world. Gamescom is really trying to bring the show to fans
If you want to
internationally and globally.
get one of those toys, then
So Gamescom Now
there
you
you
can check
go.
out. I also
By
want
the
to tell
way,
you
here's
some
some
other things
devices that you can play Stadia
IGN is
on.
going to be doing live streams for the rest of the week,
It's a
from their
shadow
studio, IGN at
advertisement,
Gamescom Now.
subliminal
And there's also
messaging.
some other cool things like Anno, the game from Ubisoft, is
Yeah.
going to have a
I've been building up my PS Plus
free
library
unlimited play,
since
for the next couple of weeks tied to Gamescom, so you can check that out.
a really
It's a
long
cool
time
idea to
ago.
Take the games from the show floor here and make them
It was
playable
about the time when the
to
Vita
fans.
first came out,
Cool.
which was, halfway through the life of PS3. So I've got a bunch of PS Plus games, to say the least.
Happening here, the ESL Summer Championship in CS:GO.
Stadia.
League of Legends will be here.
I think
Asphalt 9, and there's also something. This is so cool.
Are you on a mobile for that to be a crazy autocorrect thing? Because that's really far from Stadia.
I had to show you some footage of this. When they told me this, I'm like,
And yeah, that's Google's game streaming, similar to PlayStation Now, only better because Google's doing it.
right to the top of Twitch, we hope, with all the activities. But this is like actually happening. Farming Simulator League. So you guys know this, I guess. When I saw this back in the States, I'm like, we have
It's
to show this to
basically you're
people.
playing
So
the game while
you
it's
guys
streaming
urge
to
you
you.
Watch the Farming Simulator
And
League,
since this is
live
Google
here
and
from
not all the
Gamescom.
people who've tried this in the
There's
past,
also a cosplay
that
area
it
in
is
Indie Village with over
basically
5,000
zero
players in
latency
indie
according
games.
to the people
And
who've
there are
all the people
also,
who've already tried it.
concerts as well. You guys get a whole week of Gamescom. There's a festival in the city of Cologne this weekend. But speaking of concerts, Sydney from IGN is with one of the acts that's going to be performing this week. Sydney, who are you with?
Yeah, it's like if you've ever played like GeForce Now or PlayStation Now.
Tell us more about it.
I don't know what it is about that word. Action games are basically unplayable due to the latency.
First ever rock concert at Gamescom, and now we're back to play some more heavy metal.
And when are you playing?
We're playing at the Wargaming booth Wednesday
Do what
at 9
now?
o'clock.
Perfect. Well, make sure you check that out. And you also have a collaboration. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, of course. There's a new game coming out from Wargaming, and it's a hack and slash RPG called Pagan Online. And we thought a game about pagans, mythology, needed a Swedish pagan, and so we kind of put our singer's skin, but looking better than he would do in real life. And more badass than he does in the real life, and you can have the skin in the game now, along with some legendary weapons.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see it, and good luck, not that you need it, at your concert. And now it's time to check out some more world premiere trailers.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, so... That sounds like... That sounds like a completely different kind of thing, though. In fact, that sounds like the total opposite kind of thing. Well, but yeah, oh yeah, one of the cool things about Stadia is it's also like playable on essentially everything. You can play it in browser on Chrome, on desktop anyway. At launch mobile devices, it'll only be playable on Pixels, but Google guaranteed they're going to spread that to more mobile devices before long. They're just doing that at launch to for controlled testing purposes. And you can play it on TV using a Chromecast Ultra, which lots of people already have, myself included. Granted, most of the people with the Chromecast probably have the regular Chromecast and not the Ultra. Hold on. Trying to remember. I have never had to use it before, but the command is to allow you to post a link. There you go.
15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho and a barrel of rum. Drink and the devil had done for the rest. Yo-ho and a barrel of rum. The beast was impaled by the bosun spike. The bosun ring in a marble spike. And Cookie's corpse was marked.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this one before. But from what I can tell just by skimming the front page, it's basically your GeForce Now or PlayStation Now. That doesn't sound anything like what that front page looks like, though.
Hey Gamescom 2019, it's Toby and Julian from the Iron Harvest team, and we are proud to present you our classic real-time strategy game, Iron Harvest 1920+.
In Iron Harvest, giant diesel punk mechs were created to support the people, but instead cause trouble, chaos, and despair.
And now it's your turn to fight back and to learn more about the three factions in our thrilling single-player
Yeah,
campaign.
Shadow's just a streaming service. Subscription. You stream to existing devices you already have.
And when we say PC, we say it's on Steam and it will be across other stores at launch.
And if you're in Cologne anyway, give us your high five, come to Hall 9 and meet us at the Deep Server area. And don't forget to wishlist Iron Harvest on Steam.
So now enjoy.
Guy on the left looks kind of like my doctor.
We were all busy with our own small lives. Didn't know what went on in secret. Didn't see the war coming. They said the war would be won within months. An adventure promising pride and honor. In the end, it would be 5 years. Years of torment and horror, like the world had never seen before. The Great War, that was supposed to end all wars, is over. While in secret, the seed is sown for the next war.
Mm-hmm. I didn't either until
we're vigilant.
November before last. I mean, when you have a chronic illness, you start to have a need for that.
Gamescom is in full swing, which means we have more 2019 Gamescom award winners. Let's hear it for Best Action Adventure Game, Black Sad Under the Skin from Astragon. Best Action Game, Doom Eternal from ZeniMax. Best Mobile Game is Battle Chasers Night War Mobile Edition from
All of my,
Games.
you know, things, cholesterol, blood sugar, whatever, whatnot, are all completely fine, according to every single time they do blood tests on me.
Best Simulation Game, Planet Zoo from Frontier. Best Strategy Game, Desperados 3 from THQ Nordic. Best Family Game, Concrete Genie from Sony. Best Role-Playing Game, Wasteland 3 from Koch Media. And Best PC Game is Ghost Recon Breakpoint from Ubisoft. Yeah, let's hear it for the winners. There we go, there we go. Congratulations to
I wonder why that is.
Gamescom award winners. As Jeff said,
It's got to be something genetically common. That's
Gamescom is the biggest gaming event on Earth, with over 350,000 fans
That's possible.
from all over the world. But if you're not one of them, don't worry, because IGN has you covered. Starting Tuesday, IGN is bringing you a week of live coverage from Hall 7, streaming exclusive demos, tons of brand new gameplay, developer interviews, and sights and sounds from the show floor. This is the heart of gaming, and it all starts Tuesday on IGN at Gamescom Now.
That about does it for me tonight, but like that wonderful video just said, we will be live on IGN all week long. Thank you so much, Jeff, for having me, and back to you.
Thanks, Sid. Great to have you with us. Congratulations to all the winners. There are more awards, I think, coming from the fans on IGN this weekend. All right, now let's turn to the world of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. To talk about all things Modern
There was
Warfare,
one
please
person
welcome
excited
Dino
for that.
Infinity Ward.
There might have been more soft ones that are too soft for me to hear with my volume.
All right, so Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you're on brand, and this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but it's a reimagined Modern Warfare, right?
Exactly. That is the exact term we use at Infinity Ward, is that it is a reimagining of the Modern Warfare franchise. So it's still Modern Warfare through and through, complete with some familiar characters as well, but the overall narrative and the single-player storyline are completely new and fresh and updated to be relevant and fit in a present day.
Okay. You guys had the multiplayer reveal a couple of weeks ago. Lots of news around that. Tell us, what's the focus of MP for MW this year?
So first of all, we were just blown away by the reaction from the fans and the players. Our overall goal this year for MP was to create the ultimate multiplayer playground. So we've got all sorts of shapes and sizes of experiences. We've got our smaller, tighter, fast and frenetic 2v2 maps. We've got our more traditional 6v6 maps. And we've also got experiences on our larger scale maps that are going to support upwards.
I mean, he could have moved over from another studio at some point. It's not like everybody stays in the same place all the time.
Questions from the community about how crossplay works. In a nutshell, you'll be able to play console to console and console to PC. So if you're partying up on console and you have a friend on PC that you want to play with, you guys can play together.
Oh, wow, okay, so across everything, it's all going to work.
Absolutely.
All right. You also had a fun mode that I got to play back in May at the studio, 2v2 gunfight, which is like, tell us a bit about it. It's like a ton of fun.
That's right. It is
fast-paced.
It is a ton of fun. It's fast. It's frenetic. I actually heard you did pretty well over there.
We had a fun time. Me and Andy McNamara from Game Informer took down some other journalists. I don't think we compete against some of these Courage or those guys, but it's
those guys are real slayers, though.
I was going to say,
I think you held your own.
Yeah, it was a fun mode, and I understand that you guys are going to be. We know you're doing a beta in September, but
yes, we are.
I hear there might be something before that.
Absolutely. So first of all, if you're here and happen to be at the show, you will be able to play Modern Warfare. It's on the show floor. Check it out at the PlayStation booth.
Okay.
And so in preparation for our beta, where we get to be able to collect a lot of feedback from the fans as well as test crossplay, we're doing an early test, and we've partnered with PlayStation to have an open 2v2 alpha that's going to start this Friday, August 23rd.
Okay,
Partnered with PlayStation,
Friday,
meaning
23rd,
PlayStation,
and that's worldwide on PlayStation 4?
paid you for an exclusive deal.
Okay, we will check it out. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Alpha, and I understand we got a little sneak peek of it, right?
Absolutely. I brought a trailer along with me so that people can see what's coming up.
All right, see all the maps and everything in the alpha. Thanks so much, Dino. Let's
Thank you
check
very
it out.
much.
Call of
Okay.
Duty Modern Warfare.
I think they should continue to support PlayStation 3 once people still play on that. That way you can That's what's in consoles. Go back and forth between playing that and Xenogears. Because those are very similar games that have basically the same audience.
Play the alpha exclusive.
I don't know, it's gotta be their end, because I'm not dropping a single frame.
Now, you know, I've spent a lot of time around game developers during the final hours of development on their games, and sometimes you just can't do anything but think about
Seriously,
finishing your game.
I haven't dropped a
You can't
single
travel
frame all
anywhere,
day.
focus in the studio. But now
In
it's
any
time
of
to
these
introduce
streams
a
I've
guest
done,
who's
I've done
only
several.
weeks away from finishing his next title, but that didn't stop him from flying halfway around the world to be here at Gamescom with us tonight. I'm so honored that he's here. You may know who I'm talking about, but take a look at this.
Hideo Kojima is not here with us tonight. Unfortunately, he was informed he would not be allowed to travel to tonight's awards ceremony.
You couldn't get a higher quality feed of your 2015 Game Awards?
I brought an early gift. Please enjoy.
The one and only Hideo Kojima. Industry icon.
Fantastic.
Such an honor to work with you. You're such a genius.
He is one of the most principled, loyal, and ethical men I have ever met.
I love games. I love this world. I really love you all from my heart.
I'd do anything for this guy, for real.
Oh yeah.
Gamescom, Strand on your feet. He's here, the one and only Hideo Kojima. Mr. Kojima, it is such an honor to have you with us. I know how hard you've been working to finish up this.
ゲームズコム5年ぶりようやく帰ってきました。
I returned after 5 years to visit.
You know, he doesn't necessarily speak terrible English
Great
himself.
to have you back, and everyone's going crazy. Look at the selfies happening.
After all, notice his interpreter didn't have to actually tell him what Jeff said.
忙しい時期で本当は現場を離れるのは良くないんですけども、皆さんに会いたいので、頑張ってきました。
Death Stranding is in the final, really crunch time of development stage, and I shouldn't actually be here, but I really wanted to meet you all, so I came to Germany.
Mr. Kojima, always here for his fans and for us, which is so amazing. So, Mr. Kojima, we know that you're, as you said, just about finishing up the game, and everyone's very curious. The whole world is curious what you can tell us about this game and what you want to share tonight with all of us. So, what can you tell us about what you want to introduce?
ですね、デス・ストランディングは、全く新しい、オープンワールドのゲームだと思ってください。僕はその新しいものを作ってますけども、皆さん気に入っていただければと思います。
Death Stranding is a totally new game. It's an open world game, and it's very, very new, and I hope that everyone will like it.
で、今日はですね、コミコンでハートマンのキャラ紹介をして評判が良かったので、キャラクターの紹介映像をちょっと見せたいと思います。
So, since it was quite popular to show a new character at Comic-Con, today I would like to introduce more new characters today.
はい、まずどうぞ。はい。
Let's look at the first one.
Okay, let's take a look at the first character from Mr. Kojima.
glad you made it. There she's down. Even though she can't drink it, my body keeps making it. Going through the motions really helps with the soreness, though.
What is she?
She's my daughter. And I'm her mama. It's okay. She's only connected to me. Not like the other BTs. You can see it, right? You're hooked up.
I really can, like, only understand half of what he's saying with how low the volume is.
No, I can't leave.
That was kind of the introduction scene of Mama, played by Miss Margaret Qualley.
デス・ストランディングにはすごくユニークなキャラがいっぱい登場して、メインストーリー
It's actually looking fine for me right now, so that might be that might be on your phone's end.
And each unique character has like a sub story from apart from the main story.
でママは、お腹の赤ちゃんがこの世に生まれずあの世に生まれて、
Okay.
そのあの世にいる赤ちゃんとへその緒でつながって一緒に暮らしているっていう設定のキャラです。
So Mama's setting is that her baby was born unfortunately on the other side and not in her world. So, but however, they are still connected by the umbilical cord. So that's why she can't. That's how they kind of exist.
自分の、死んだ赤ちゃんと死の世界でつながってそこから動けないっていうちょっとかわいそうな悲しいキャラクター。
So she has a sad background where she can't move.
When did that start happening?
Is actually on the other side, and she's on the real world, and they're still connected. That's why she can't move from that location.
はい、ではもう次行きましょう。
I have another one to see. Show
Another
you.
one? Okay, let's check it out. We got a lot of stuff for you.
Dead man, you there? Little help? Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator. It's in. Good.
That's interesting.
Temporary excessive stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb. Mother? Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course. You mean still mother? Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress.
Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the Steel Mother in Capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its steel mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers.
That was an introduction of Deadman played by Guillermo del Toro, and also introduction of BB.
今までサムが胸に抱いて、BB ポットに入れて、連れて歩いてる、その赤ちゃんですけど、これが何なのかという皆さん分からなかったんですけど、大体この登場シーンを見たら分かると思います。
Now you saw the video explaining what BB was about, and you saw that Sam always had this baby in his pod, and wondering what it was about. So that gives a great explanation of it.
あの世とつながった BB とサムがつながることで BT が見える。でただ彼はこっちの世界に帰ってこれないというすごい悲しい設定ですね。
So it's again another kind of a sad story that Sam has with the BB, because the BB is connected to the world of the dead, and that allows the connection between BB and Sam so that the Sam could see the BTs.
で皆さんはサムとなって BB と共に、旅を続けるってことなんで BB とサムの関係っていうのもストーリーの肝になります。
So you will kind of have this journey with the baby together, and you will have attachment and more connection, and that will be the part of the gameplay.
Wow. Well, it's pretty amazing to see the level that you're thinking of the two worlds, everything coming together. It's amazing. Well, Mr. Kojima, I think everyone here is excited to see characters.
I think what Jeff really wanted to say was, well, I have no idea what's going on.
Wouldn't you want to see some gameplay of Death Stranding? Not time for that, right?
あのですね、ゲームプレイは TGS で見せようかなと思ってました。
I'm kind of thinking of showing the gameplay at Tokyo Game Show.
なんですけど、ジェフがこんだけ言うんで皆さんもこんなに熱いんで。
By the way, the flickering at the very top of the video has been happening since literally not off and on since literally the very beginning, and I mean before the beginning, during the countdown. And I checked that on more than one device, so that's 100% their end. It also happens when the video's not in full screen.
All right, here we go. The first gameplay, Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
get it moving.
Can't be easy to stay perfectly upright with that big thing sticking out his back. Yeah, that's definitely something to cheer about.
Nothing in the tank.
It's caused a mushroom to grow. Thank you, Kojima.
Over here! I'm Sam! Hey! Anyone? Anybody hear me?
I like one of those ladders. Can I get one of those ladders? They have them at Home Depot.
How you doing, Sam?
Fetch quest complete.
Delivering cargo.
You the delivery dude? That's a relief. I've just about given up on you. Good job, man. Good job. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, you're you, right? About time I hopped on the whole chiral network bandwagon, am I right? Join the UCA and all that. You can help me do that, yeah?
So you're bringing the internet to the country. Yeah, we are best friends even though you just talked to me and I haven't said anything back.
Hey, I'm hoping maybe you can help me out again. Don't want to be weird, but I feel you and I might have like a...
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Good job, man. Good job.
Thank you. Kindly.
Come back soon.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Good job. I think walking off a cliff doesn't count as luck.
Someone's happy.
Metal Gear Solid 6.
I'm in the game!
ジェフにカメオで出ていただきました。声は違いますけどね。
The voice is different, but we asked Jeff to appear in our game as a cameo.
Thank you. It was honored to be asked to be in the game. Matthew Mercer actually does the voice of the character that I play in the game, and I know there are a bunch of cameos in the game as well from friends of yours. Tell me a bit about the gameplay that we got to see there. I know it's a new style of game. And you've talked about, the Strand genre, and I think it's very important for people to see. There are a lot of hints there about.
Yes, he's inventing the Strand genre. That sounds like very much like a Hideo Kojima thing to say.
サムとなって、分断された町と町、人と人をつないでいきます。
I can't really say so much, but you're going to play as Sam, and you're going to have to connect the fractured cities and people
東から西につないで。
from east to west, and you have to connect.
で、間に彼を邪魔するテロリストとか BT とかがいます。
And there are some obstacles in the way, like BTs or terrorists, to avoid that.
その中にですね、一人で暮らしているジェフみたいな、プレッパーズというのがいまして。
And there are, along the way, you'll find people like living alone, like you saw Jeff. We call it preppers.
で、彼ら隠れて暮らしてるんで、メインストーリーにはあんまり関係ない人もいます。
There are actually kind of hiding, so some preppers don't really have to do with the main storyline.
なんで、彼らを探して彼らと仲良くなればいいことが。
I'm assuming Jeff Prepper does it.
その例が先ほどのビデオですね。
So you might want to find these preppers along the way, and if you kind of get connected with them, you might have some good things that they provide you.
で、世界をつないでいくんですけども。
Like if you get the prepper's milk to their grandchild before it curdles, they'll give you a new item pouch.
Too much, but when you start to
Louis.
connect like this in the game with preppers and others, you will notice that you're kind of connected to the people worldwide.
あと先ほどのデルトロ監督が出ているビデオで、BB が自家中毒になるっていうところがありましたけど、BB にストレスをかけると泣くので、そこであやすときに先ほどのビデオは、プレイステーション4の、モーションセンサーのコントローラーで。
So in the video with Mr. Del Toro, he explained about the baby sometimes get self-poisoned. You saw in the gameplay as well when you kind of felt the baby is stressed. So what you do is you use the PlayStation.
It was a light snicker at most.
Sensitive controller, and you kind of like.
早く振ると怒るので。
But if you shake too fast, the baby will get angry. So make sure you kind of handle with care.
あとですね、おしっこをしてましたけど。
About the urine part, I have to say.
夜の深い時間なんでいいと思いますけど。
It's late enough to kind of discuss about that, right?
前を見ようとカメラを回しても、サムは絶対見せないです。
So if you're like try to move the camera and try to see what he's doing, Sam will move away, so you'll never see actually what he's doing.
So the cameraman is an actual person. Plot twist.
And also there's an option where you cannot release yourself like that, like if people are near you. So don't worry, Norman fans, you won't have to be, you don't have to worry about that.
Although I heard
in the debut teaser trailer, he was literally completely nude.
そうですね、武器にもなりますし、皆さんをつなぐキーにもなります。
So yes, it could be used as a weapon, but also it could kind of it will be a kind of one of the key, and you'll find out later.
おしっこするとキノコが出ましたけど、みんなでおしっこをかけるといいことが起こります。
You saw the mushroom growing, so if everyone kind of does it at the same spot, you will have something good later on.
So the mushrooms actually persist on other people's games, like MMO style.
The main part is to connect the world together.
Wow. Well,
With mushrooms.
It's so amazing to get a little insight into your mind between those clips and the gameplay. I think everyone's trying to piece together how this all fits together. But it's amazing stuff. Now, I know we have some photos when I got to, it was a couple of years ago when you scanned me. You wouldn't even tell me what we were doing, but you're like, come down to San Diego, sit here, they put dots on my face, they did the full scan. I was there the same day that Nicholas Winden-Refn did his scan as well. This was like, I think, September, October 2 years ago. And I didn't know what you were going to do with it. You're like, trust me, Jeff.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, sure. And
This
then
was
I
supposed to
find
be
out
2
I
hours,
included
by the way.
span, right?
彼のとこ行って彼にいろいろこう仲良くなるといいものを
That
くれたりする。
beat just reminded me of that because that was right at 3 o'clock.
To him and make the connection with him.
Yeah, the Nintendo thing this morning was 22 or 3 minutes. I don't know how long the Xbox One went because I actually bugged out of that 15 minutes in because it was so boring.
Look for Jeff.
Stadia was...
I'm honored to have a little role with a cameo, and there'll be some other
Stadia
cameos,
was 38 minutes, I want to say.
たくさんの方が隠れてます。
Yes, I can't really say who yet, but
There were little breaks in between them. Between the Nintendo one and the Xbox one, I played just under an hour and a half of Outer Wilds.
Death Stranding with us. What do you guys think? Pretty insane, right? Hideo Kojima. There's so much there, and we don't have to wait long because you guys are on track for the game to come out this November, right? Excellent. All right, Mr. Kojima, thank you so much.
The Sony booth and the signing session?
Yes, that's right. And Mr. Kojima will also be doing a signing session here at Gamescom, right? And that'll be...
one more thing, sorry.
今日ここで発表しなかった、サムが何をすべきか、プレイヤーが何をするか。
They also did me the favor of actually putting a list, here's all the things we're going to talk about in the schedule, and I was like, wow, I care about none of those.
The reason why Sam has to do this, the briefing scenes, you'll see at the Sony booth from tomorrow, so if you have time, just stop by.
But yeah, I was still putting up with it for 15 minutes, and it's like, wow. Microsoft is awful at making their presentations interesting. And I'm not talking Xbox, I'm talking Microsoft in general. Believe me, I try to watch their non-gaming related conferences too, and it's always sleep-inducing.
I can't tell you how much we all appreciate you coming all the way from Tokyo just as you're finishing the game, to be here for me, to be here for the fans. Give it up, Mr. Kojima. He's just finishing the game. Hideo Kojima, thank you so much, my friend. It's always such a pleasure. Aki, thank you so much. Hideo Kojima. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for our first ever Gamescom opening night live. Do you guys have fun? Should we do this every year?
There was more than one, actually. There was one during the Xbox thing, and there was one on this before you started watching.
Of course, this December, the Game Awards will be back for our 5th anniversary live in Los Angeles. Much more information coming soon. We've got some pretty cool stuff to show you guys and some big new announcements, so stay tuned for that. But enjoy Gamescom, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Jeff Keighley. Have a great Gamescom, and we'll see
The
you in
original
December.
trailer at E3 this year was pretty bad. All right. Now the question, do I remember anything from that aside from Death Stranding? So do I remember anything from that aside from Death Stranding? Death Stranding woke me up anyway. Honestly, the only thing that caught me attention on Nintendo was the official reveal of the Ori and the Blind Forest on Switch, which, like I said, was actually leaked months ago. Stadia, was there anything in Stadia that was all that attention? Obviously not that much getting my attention, considering I can't really remember it. Anywho, I need to get up and stretch and not stream again for a while. I've had enough streaming for a day or two, maybe. I was actually gonna stream last night, then I thought about it, but I probably felt too bad anyway. Then I remembered, oh yeah, I have all this stuff happening first thing in the morning. I need to get some sleep. Anyway. Yeah, so did I because of that. Well, his streams are... He changed this. He's just the schedule where his streams are real late anyway now. So it'll honestly, in my case, be easier to actually catch him in the morning rather than at night, considering my time zone. Which helps with my sleep schedule, I guess. Anywho, yeah, I'll talk to you later. If we're extremely lucky, the Celeste Chapter 9 DLC will be out in the next couple days. We're just waiting on the port patches at this point. It's already ready to go on Steam, apparently. Just whenever they are ready so they can launch them all at once.